Alright guys, welcome to the finale of Umineko When They Cry. Last note of the Golden Witch. And this will also be the finale of Umineko on my channel. So it was a good run, y'all. But this is it. This will be the final part. Um, for all the extra arcs, right? We're finishing the last hour here. Left remaining on last note. And that will be the last Umineko video. Yeah, on my playlist, right? My massive Umineko playlist with over 300 videos on it now. So, yeah, if you have went through all 300 videos, that's that's a long time. That's a while, Like that is basically a year's worth of videos, honestly. So, um, yeah, we're here now. We're about to finish it all off, and yeah, crazy to think about. But this is the last Umineko video on my channel. That's crazy. I mean, it's going to be probably the last Umineko video directly only related to Umineko, if that makes sense. But I bet, like, let's say sometime in the future, I decide to go and read the Higurashi, or who knows what other Rikishi content is there, or maybe I'll reference it somewhere else. So it's not like Umineko will forever be relevant. I'm not the kind of person to just read something and then not gain anything from reading it and just throw it in the bin and forget it ever existed. No, of course, especially something like Mineko that I've invested so much time into, so many hours. Again, over 300 videos on my channel, right? By far, I believe the longest series on my channel. Wait, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure if you count it as a whole series, as a whole franchise. I mean, Mineko is not a franchise, but if you count it as a whole, um, if you count it as a whole, how to put it? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna look at my own channel here. Let's see. What is longer, Higurashi or not Higurashi, Minako or Kingdom Hearts? Which playlist is longer? So Minako currently has 309 videos on it, right? However, I have not, or 300, yeah, 309, but I've not uploaded the last note of the Golden Witch videos yet. And these are three videos if you include this one. So this one will be the 312th video. Kingdom Hearts has only 164. Wow! How many does Persona 5 have, Royal? 154. Wow. Yeah, no, Umineko is by far the longest, the biggest playlist on my channel. I did not think Umineko eclipsed uh, every other thing I've ever done on my channel. So it's by far the longest thing I've done. But this will be it. Probably this is probably going to be the last video completely on my channel that will end up on the Umineko playlist. So, but I'm happy with that too. I think it was due time to finally finish this off, right? I feel like it makes sense to, I've been reading this for so many years now. Like, I mentioned it a while ago how I started reading it when I first started my first year of university, and now I'm on my last year of university, my fifth year and final year. About to start on my project thesis soon to end off my 5 year whole degree, and what I'm saying, in between all that I read the Mineko. So I didn't expect it to take this long, but we are here to finish it off, and this will be the last part of it. So yeah, strap in, boys. Last time we arrived at the conclusion of who the person is, right? Asumu, and so did the characters in the visual novel. But I arrived at it first. Let me just flex that real quick. Although I honestly should have arrived at the conclusion even earlier. If I had locked in enough, perhaps even in part one, I might have been able to figure it out. But yeah, now I think it's mostly just going to be wrapping up the um character arcs and stories. And like I mentioned at the end of last part, I do want a quick or a little bit of a Rudolph moment here with Awesome, because I feel like he needs to play a role in all this. So let's see. We still have an hour left to go, so plenty of time for that to happen. And yeah, let's get let's get into it. This is it. I was also, between the second part and this part, I told you guys that I was gonna read them back to back. Not only did I eat, I also watched one of the final episodes of, because if you don't know, currently My Hero Academia's final season is airing, and right now it's basically ended, right? I mean, the manga ended over a year ago or something, a year and a half ago, but the anime right now we're in the final episodes, and I think the episode that came out yesterday or today, I don't remember, was the third final episode. So there's going to be two more episodes of My Hero Academia, and that's it fully. I'm not gonna spoil what's happening or anything like that, but it feels really weird seeing the epilogue, seeing all the characters, what I'm saying, move on with their lives. What I'm saying, there's no more like quote unquote conflict like that. It's a bit weird, and seeing it conclude, because it's like massive things are all concluded at the same time, right? I'm finishing Mineko now. My Academia is a series I've kept up since season one was coming out, right? And that was almost 10 years ago now. The manga I think came out in 2015, but the anime came out 2016, right? Season one. So that's how long I've been keeping up My Academia. It's been a long journey, and that's about to end soon. So a lot of things are ending right now, or for me at least. So we're ending off Umineko here. It's just, yeah. So I did do a little more than just eat. I did a couple other things. So it's been longer than just, what I mean, a quick eat break and then back. But at least I'm not hungry as I read this now. So we're good. We are fully sated, ready to go, ready to read Umineko. Here we go. Let's get into it. Alright, we're starting the autopsy. This was a fantasy about what if Asumi. Oh yeah, this is the misspelling of Ishiromiya. We've read this already. It's a bit loud, right? Alright. So long as Asumi was Rudolph's wife, she was a legitimate member of the family and thus invited to the family conference. Naturally, the family would not recognize Rudolph marrying a second wife. So only his legal wife, Asumi, would have been invited. So the fact that Asumi existed in this fragment automatically meant that Ushima Kirie could not exist in it. Kirie herself would exist, but not as an Ushiromiya. She would be Kirie Sumadera. Therefore, Kirie Ushiromiya and her existence would vanish. The same can be said for Angie. The reason Battler left the family was Angie's birthday. If you counted backwards from the final month of pregnancy, it was evidence that Kirie and Rudolph had an affair while Asumi was still alive. See, even a 12-year-old like Battler could figure that out, right? 9 months of pregnancy. Wait, my mother died. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Angie was born in August, but my mother died in April. The math does not check out. Wait, when my mother was alive, oh my god, yeah. I mean, if I'm Battler, I'd be mad too, right? I'd be mad too. But that caused a domino effect with Berto, and why this whole, I'm saying, that her whole tragedy happened is because, in a way, Rudolph is at fault. He cheated, right? Infidelity, gave birth to Angie through that process. Battler crashed out, which caused Beato to crash out when he returned. It really was a big domino spiral effect. But to begin with, it all started because Kinzo, you know what I'm saying? So it really roots back to Kinzo, the grandfather, who kickstarted it all. It's crazy. If this is the kid that Asuma was still alive, if Asuma was still alive and well, Ushima Enji would not exist. Even if she was acknowledged, there was no way Kinzo would allow Enji to be added to the Ushima family register. Therefore, Enji would be an illegitimate child. The existence of Enji Shiromiya would vanish, and she would have lived as Enji Sumadera instead. That's tragic. In addition, Battler is also, biologically at least, Kirie's son too, not Asumi's son. So obviously Battler and Angie are biological siblings, not half siblings, full siblings, right? Asumi never had a child with Rudolph. She got pregnant, but the baby was a stillbirth, so Yeah, it's tragic. It's really tragic stillbirths. I happened to, well, no, yeah, a family, friends of my parents mostly. Happened to them recently. Were friends of my parents that recently suffered a stillbirth, like a couple months ago. And it told me about it, and yeah, obviously, they were shaken up. I mean, it would be tragic too. So it's absolutely a horrible. I'm sure it's a horrible thing to go through. I speak as if I've gone through it myself, or I experienced someone really close to me go through it. Like I said, these are friends of my family. I know them pretty well, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is with friends of family, or friends of your parents, especially. It's like you know them, but you're not like locked in with them like that for real. So when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's really tragic that they suffer stillbirth. Because especially because I remember being told as well that the mother was pregnant, and it was like a big deal. And they already have a child together, a healthy child, completely healthy, and this was going to be their second child. But unfortunately, stillbirth happened. So, but with Asmu, they didn't have another child. It was just the stillbirth, and then Rudolph swapped babies, which was already a massive sin to do, a massive blunder from Rudolph right there. So it's a mess. So even Battery is an illegitimate child if you think about it like that. But for 12 years, Rudolph acted like that wasn't the case, and only very few people knew. Even the people of the family didn't know. Kinzo wouldn't have known, right? Only the doctors probably, and Rudolph would have known. Kirie, I'm pretty sure had a suspicion, and I'm pretty sure Asumi had a suspicion that Battler was. No wait, did Kirie have a suspicion? Asumi for sure. I remember being mentioned that Asumi had a suspicion that Battler is not her actual son, because like she gave birth to stillbirth, but I'm pretty sure obviously because Rudolph swapped them without the mother's knowledge, right? Either of the mothers. But I think Asumi had a suspicion before her death that that Battler wasn't her biological son, but still treated him like her son anyway. Still poured all of her love to him anyway. Um, which obviously, Asumi was a great mother. Battler will tell you over and over again that Asumi was a great mother. Um, but she would have known even before dying or just before dying, like that. Yeah, that's this is not my biological son. Still some tomfoolery going on around the time of birth. But then Batter was 12, and Kitty gave birth to Angie, and Asumi died the same year, right? Which caused Batter to not be so happy. 12-year-old Batter was like, nah, 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 Dad, what's up with that? And obviously, Batter's not the only one that realized. Anyone that can do simple math, all their family members would have quickly realized, well, wait a minute, Angie is birthed now, and your wife Angie's birth now, and but your wife died after the the wife you currently have got pregnant. So the other family members obviously all knew that Angie, what that Rudolph must have cheated on Asumi. They all would have known. Um, but when Rudolph admitted to crossing Nazi, that was a great scene. But more so is that he admitted that Bradler was swapped, because that's something the other family members would not have known, because that's not as simple as mass and swapping. So yeah, and it's hard to say because if Bradler does look like Rudolph instead of looking like Asumi or Kirie, right? That makes it harder to be like, oh yeah, for sure, Battler is Kirie's son, right? Obviously, a DNA test would solve everything, but I mean, for one thing, how common were DNA tests in the 80s? I don't know. Even now, I mean, you don't really do a DNA test on your child to make sure that that is your legitimate child, right? If you're a couple, you're married and you trust each other, you don't typically do that. Like if there's that big of a trust issue between a married couple, then maybe they shouldn't be a married couple and having children together. It's like, well, I gotta make sure that the DNA test made to make sure that this is my biological child, right? Um, but hey, I mean, consider what Rudolph did. Maybe you should do that. Maybe a DNA test is valid if you have a husband like Rudolph. I guess you can never fully trust someone, even if that someone tells you that they love you. Um, yeah, crazy. Okay, let's continue. What? This is news to me? Did that really happen? This is news to me. You're telling me Asumu solved the epitaph first? Okay! That is news to me! She became the Golden Witch before Beato did and gave her a hint to it? Wait, when was that? That was not said in the main visual novel ever, right? This is news to me. And give her an important hint to solve it. Oh! Oh! Okay. So Awesome is the real Golden Witch. Dude! This is so entertaining! Man, I can't believe all of this is crammed into this like 3 hour. Bro, this could have been its own episode. They could have really expanded on all this new information we're getting now. Awesome saw that first was the Golden Witch first.
後ろ宮アスムという人間はキリエとは全く逆のタイプでな。ああ、おふくろはどこかふわふわとしたとても不思議な人だった。
The exact opposite of Kirie. Kirie thought with logic, but Asumi thought entirely with inspiration. So, while Kirie was far... Kirie? What the... They're changing the spelling error. It's crazy. Okay, while Kirie was by far the strongest in a problem involving numbers, Asumi had a talent for Asumi had a talent for solving riddles that could not be solved by logic. Like the epitaph. The riddle of the epitaph was exactly that latter sort of puzzle. No matter how methodical Kirie was in her reasoning, it would never yield an answer.
おじい様がお屋敷に魔女の肖像画と碑文の謎を設置するところにいられたなら私ならきっと解けていた。
Oh, she's saying she...
だけでなくおじい様が誰に解いてほしい。
Oh, she's saying this is a hypothetical scenario. Okay, I was gonna say, so she's saying this fragment is a hypothetical scenario in which Asumi lived, solved the epitaph, and gave first and became the first Golden Witch, and then gave Beato, aka Sayo Yasuda, the hint to solve it. Because she would have known that Kinzo would have wanted her to solve it. Okay, I get it. So this is all this is just a hypothetical. That's not what actually happened. Asumi didn't actually solve it first. But she would have if she had known about it and had been at a appropriate pace to solve it. Which I reckon, yeah, sure. Asumi probably was that intelligent. It seems Rudolph did like marrying intelligent women, so I wouldn't be surprised. Intelligent in a different way from Kirie, like they just said here.
だから私はベアトにすぐに碑文の謎を解かせたはず。そういうファンタジー。となれば、わらわの復活を見届けた時点で、金蔵は永眠する。すなわち金蔵は
In 1984.
その時点ですでに消滅する。待って、金蔵の死はクラウスおじさんたちの都合で秘密にされるはずよ。消滅する。待って、金蔵の死はクラウスおじさんたちの都合で秘密にされるはずよ。実際には死んでいてもあたかも生きているかのように振る舞われるはず。おふくろ、さすがにこれは少しご都合が過ぎる世界だな。おとぎ話とはファンタジーとはそういうものでしょう。エンジ、じい様の死を隠さなければならないのはクラウスおじさんたちに金銭的な問題があった時だけだ。その世界では わらわは絶望の中ででなく、少なくともはるかに穏やかな日常の中に生きている。だから発見された黄金のその後も変わってくるのだ。
The trigger that tore up Butler and Shannon's relationship was Asumi's death. However, in this fantasy where Asumi did not die, the two of them could continue their friendship. The seed of unrequited love, unrequited. 1 second, because I do really want to know. I think it's unrequited, right? English language is amazing, isn't it?
Unrequited.
Unrequited. See that? Just had to. I knew it was that, but I had to like make doubly sure. Gotta get my English proper, you know. The seed of unrequited love placed in Shannon's chest, whose root tormented her with pain during several years of hell, was never planted. After that, Asumi herself said it was all a fairy tale. Those two grew up healthy. Oh man. And then suddenly, the riddle of the epitaph appeared in the mansion. Asumi's intuition told her that Kinzo wanted Shannon to perform some sort of miracle. Although he was quiet, Genji was poor at keeping secrets, and with just a couple of questions, Asumi had discerned that this was settling some sort of animosity with his illegitimate child. Okay, Asumi would have done all that? What a hypothetical scenario! What a sick hypothetical scenario! Nandra had told Kinzo that his years remaining were short, and that he should settle his regrets, and tell the truth to the girl who didn't even know her own origins. He hoped for a miracle and left it to time to decide, even though the chance of failure was high. Asumi, who was good at puzzles, encouraged the similar mystery-solving battler in Shannon to attempt and solve the riddle of the epitaph. What a hypothetical! She watched and guided them so that they could arrive at the right answer on their own. And you know they would have. Eventually, in the same year in which the epitaph first appeared, the 20 billion yen of gold had been found by a young boy and girl. What a hypothetical. In red?
何度も言う。これは彼女にとってのファンタジーで
That's why it would
お
hurt
と
her.
ぎ話だ。
At first, Angie was puzzled as to why Peace and Beato were so apologetically repeating over and over again that this was a fantasy. But little by little, she began to understand that uncomfortable feeling.
そして少女は自分のために幾ばくかのそれでも一個人には十分に莫大な取り分を受け取ると残りのすべてを後ろ宮家の親族たちに分配するのだ。よって親族たちがそれぞれ抱える経済的問題はすべて解決する。金蔵の死を隠蔽しなければならないという茶番も必要ない。いがみ合うことも何もない。幸せな島が残るだけ。
Man, what a hypothetical.
ベアトたちが消えるのは島を去るからなのか。
そう。恋の種の根に苦しそう。恋の種の根に苦しむことはないから島に縛り付けられることも黄金の魔女を気取る必要もない。
源氏さんが消えるのは仕えた主が死にベアトも島を
This is what I was questioning last part. Okay, so how did Beato, Kinzo, and obviously the servants die? Shannon, Kanon, Genji. Beato, Kinzo. Oh! They were just kind of domino pieces that had to die. Weren't targets of Asumi's intent, but they were just pieces that should die for her existence. What a hypothetical!
金蔵とその生い立ちに責任を感じる私への義理がなくなったなら、島を去り余生を静かに過ごすとずっと決めておった。金蔵が往生し、私が島を去ると決めた時点で、源氏もまた島に
Genji really decided that. Okay, Genji. Live out the peace and quiet. I mean, that explains Shadow and Canon too.
1986年のハロウィンパーティーには彼らの姿が消えるのだ。つまり今回のゲームは1986年のハロウィンパーティーという
Because Canon obviously wouldn't need to exist because his relationship with Jessica would, you know what I'm saying, that you know, Yasuda would never have gone with the whole canon part of her, would not have needed to exist. And then yeah, Shannon's relationship with Battler, where their friendship would have continued. No way.
限定された瞬間に後ろ宮アスムが存命しているか否かの異なる2つのかけらの誤差を駒の魔女が相手を存在した事実ごと丸ごと食らうという風に演出することで描いた間違い探しってわけね。そうです。片方は惨劇の猫箱に閉ざされる世界、もう片方はあなたとキリエさんだけを例外として全てを幸せにした世界。
Yeah. So Kirie and Angie get the short end of the stick.
バトラの家の近くに住み同じ学校に通えるという夢を実現した。母親の死とその後のルドルフの結婚に傷つけられないバトラはきっと
Yeah. So it's just Angie and Kirie that get the short end of the stick in this hypothetical. I see.
なるほどね。本当ならば私たち3人はその答えに至り3人で同意した
And
一つの
Kirie,
答えとして
and no, I'm sorry,
あなた
Asumi
の
would
正
have.
体を暴くことに
That's why Asumi also apologized to Angie. Because she knows, Asumi would know that because of Asumi, because of her existence and her marriage to Rudolph, Angie also gets punished for all this. Or, yeah. Punished even though she hasn't done anything wrong for all this.
私が否定するのよその答えを。そうでしょう。そうです。あなたを苦しめてやりたい。
Yeah, she wants to make you suffer.
そうでしょう。苦しめてやりたかった。答えは出ているのにあなただけが否定するから勝てない。
That's why one of the one condition she gave was that all three of them have to come to the answer. And because she gave that condition, she made Angie. She's making Angie suffer, and that's why she's so she's so cocky and confident. She knows she can't win.
あなたをいじめ抜くつもりでした。
わからねえよ。どうしてそんなことを。
See that OST? That is,
わから
we talked about it last time, or I think in our confession. Is that Danish? Has to be right. Ein Liljos Tårar. I'm googling it. Because a Lilia, I'm pretty sure would then be a lily, right? I guess. From Umineko. It just this is just like, it wouldn't be Norwegian, it would be Danish, right? Surely. I could be wrong. Googling it didn't give me any answers, so I'm done. Alright.
ねえよ。どうしてそんなことを。おふくろがそんなことをするなんて俺には信じられねえよ。
信じたくないなら信じなくてよい。それもまた愛だ。だが信じなくても理解しろ。
Mm.
った一つの愛をめぐって
That line is hard. If you don't want to believe it, you don't have to believe it. That too is love. But if you don't believe it, at least try and understand it. Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar. Yo, someone quote that. That's a bar. Oh, that's like probably the main message of the whole. Honestly, that quote alone is like the main message of this extra arc. I feel like just write it down, put it up on a friggin' on a poster or something. I don't know. That bar goes hard. How much havoc can one person wreak over one loved one, over just one love?
人がどれだけの惨劇を起こ
Oh,
せ
that's
る
a
のか
bar.
お前は
Yo, guys, write that down in the comment section. That's a bar.
十分すぎるほどに理解しているだろう
Yeah, we do. Dude, wait, let's read that again. No, let's read that again. If you don't want to believe it, you don't have to believe it. That too is love. But if you don't believe it, at least try and understand it. Oh, that gave me chills again just reading that. Oh. Wait, say it again, Vildo. Say it again. No, that's one of the best quotes of the whole visual novel. Oh my goodness, what an extra arc. Wait,
信
that's
じた
how
くな
far.
いなら信じなくて
Wait,
俺
hold
に
on.
は
Say it
信じ
again.
られねえよ
Let me shut up.
信じたくないなら信じなくてよいそれもまた愛だだが信じなくても理解しろ一人
Say that again.
それもまた愛だ
Soremomata. Aida. Nah, bro. That's a bar.
だが信じなくても理解しろ
At least try and understand it. Wait. Nah, that's not just his extra. The whole visual novel, bro. That that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Ooh, I don't know why that goes so hard. Wait, why does that go so hard, guys? Wait a minute. That's like, bro, Umineko has so many good quotes. We know this already. Like, there's so many phrases people say throughout Umineko. You can just put up and have it, use it as important life lessons or whatever. The most famous one, the popular one that keeps coming up again in Umineko is, without love, you cannot be seen. But that one is so overused. I saw that in my comment section before it was ever said in the actual visual novel. Like at the start, like people in my comment section were saying it, and I was looking at it like, well, I guess it's a reference to something that happens in the visual novel. And then it was said in the visual novel eventually, and I said, okay, so this is what you guys in the comments were saying. And now obviously I get it. Without love, it cannot be seen. But it's so overused. Is my point. The entire Minako community, says it over and over, and the visual novel itself says it over and over again. So it's almost like a platitude. Like, okay, we've heard it all. Without love, you cannot be seen. Okay, we get that. That's a big one of the main themes, one of the main messages. But this one. But if you don't believe it, at least try to understand it. No, but it has to be no. This has to follow up the context from the beginning, because this alone, saying the last sentence alone, it does not make it hit hard enough. You have to add everything. If you don't want to believe it, you don't have to believe it. That too is love. You have to add that, pre informational context to it, and then follow up with the hitter, with the full strike. You know what I'm saying? Batter out, whatever the frick. Batter out is probably wrong. With the home run. But if you don't believe it, at least try and understand it. That's a bar, bro. That. Ooh. Alright. I think I've put enough emphasis on how important I think that one is. But yeah, man, that was good. That was good.
一人の愛する人たった一つの愛をめぐって人がどれだけの惨劇を起こせるのか
Because that can be applied to the whole visual novel too, to Beato herself, right? Like, you don't have to believe that Beato was this person, that person, especially because it's all locked in the cat box, right? As long as you don't open the book of the one single truth, you don't know what actually happened. You don't know You know what I'm saying? The actual contents of what happened. But at least trying to understand all the fragments, all the, you know what I'm saying, all the cat boxes. Try to understand that person's feelings, you know? And Beato, of course, would know this all too well because she wanted her feelings to be understood.
お前はもう十分すぎるほどに理解しているだろう。むしろ感謝。お前に今なお人を苦しめることで何がしかの怨念を晴らしたいという気持ちがあるはずがないと信じさせるほどにお前に愛情を注いでくれたことに感謝をしてほしい。
If she had been told that Kiria had become Rudolph's wife after her death, there is no way that even Asumi could have been at peace. For her, a daughter such as Angie was a foreigner in the family that she would never want to acknowledge. With that emotion at her core, she was made into an assassin piece. She was the sort of ghost who had a deep-seated hatred for Kitty and her daughter, who had hijacked her family after she died. So, even though Angie was not at fault, she tormented her.
俺はいい。もうこの際、俺はどうでもいいんだ。だが、このかけらを認めちまったら、エンジはどうなる？居場所がなくなるじゃないか。
私のお母さんが後ろ宮家に嫁いだから惨劇が起こった。後ろ宮アスムのままだったら誰も悲しまなくてよかった。
Yo, whoever made this part and this translation, maybe Umineko project, y'all can fix this up. Like, there's just so many errors. I'm sorry to point it out. I didn't point it out the previous time Kiryu was misspelled again, but now for real, like, y'all gotta like fix up the translation or whatever. But I'm still grateful y'all do it to us. And at the end of the day, I am reading this on YouTube, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? Can't really, can't really expect, you know, way better a way better result than this or anything.
私は生まれてくるべきではなかった。
Thanks for being born, Angie. That's the OST.
それすらも全て内包するのが俺たちの猫箱だろう。
Also, nobody would have been sad. What do you mean? You would have been sad? What? Freaking Kitty would have been sad having to raise you as part of the Sumadera family, never even welcome to the Ushima family. That would have been its own kind of tragedy.
そうだと。エンジ、何もそなたが気に病むことなどない。晩節を汚すどころか、死後になって自ら恥をさらすなんて。だからエンジ、恥じるべきは私で、あなたじゃない。それにね、あなたには頼もしい兄がいる。そしてここにはどんなかけらであっても受け入れてくれる魔女がいる。あなたはいていいの。いてはいけないのは私の方。そうね。要はそういうことだわ。私がここにいることを恥じるなんておかしいもの。亡霊のあんたが一番おかしい。その上、自分が生きていたらこんなにも未来は幸せだったのになんて。タラとレバーをつければどんな未来だってでっち上げられる。そう。だからウィッチ・オブ・ザ・ピースなどという邪悪な魔女の駒のことは抱きして心にさえとどめずに忘れ去ってちょうだい。ああ、そうか。そのために私にはこの力があるのね。バトラー、あやつは
おふくろ。
The Witch of Pieces' hair danced as if it was a curtain in the wind.
大丈夫。
Wait, that was too fast! And billowed out in great sheets. Great sheets. That was way too fast. Alright.
大丈夫、エンジェちゃん。そしてバトラ君、あなたたちのその悲しみは今すぐ癒されるから。
A beautiful bundle of hair growing like the branches of a large tree. Slowly. That's too fast, man. Even if I wasn't reading out loud, I couldn't read that fast. But obviously, reading out loud makes me read slower. A beautiful bundle of hair growing like the branches of a large tree slowly enveloped the body of the Witch of Pieces. I guess they wanted the music to to fit with the scene here to make it hit somehow.
私もおかしな人間の駒をやらされたものでピー。まあ短い時間でしたが、忘却の深淵で積もった誇りをしばし払うことはできましたのでピー。
お役目ご苦労であったぞ、駒の魔女よ。そなたの主には、そなたがその役目を見事に果たされたことを必ずや伝えよう。
さよなら、バトラ君。妹を大切にしてね。女の子はあなたが思っているよりずっと壊れやすいのだから。
おふくろ。
さよなら、エンジェちゃん。後ろ宮家に一人だけが残って未来をたくましく生きなければならないことがもし運命なら、私はその一人があなたでよかったと思う。誰よりも賢くてたくましくて、自分の家族のためにどのような努力もいとわなかった。後ろ宮桐江の血を引く一人、よかったと思う。こんな情けない謎々が趣味のおばさんの娘じゃ心もとないものね。私、あなたのことをお母さんと呼べることなんて一生ないけれど、私のお母さんがあなたが死んだ後にも嫉妬するほどに、あなたがお父さんの素晴らしい伴侶であったことだけは私疑わないから。ありがとう。あなたもお幸せに。それではこれにて閉幕。お相手は私、ビッチオブザピースことピースフルラブリーピースのピースちゃんでした。世界人類のすべてが平和でありますように。
Peace, but like the EACE piece, not the IECE piece. Goodbye, peace. Wait, that's the end? I was gonna say, there's no way we've read for an hour. I was gonna say, like, what? Episode 2? Nah, there's something missing. There's something, nah. There's going to be some more content. There's no way. I did not split this up into 3 parts for no reason. Requiem, Twilight, came out in 2010. The first episode came out in 2007, right? And I guess the last one in 2010? Okay. And the anime in 2009. Last Note of the Golden Witch came out in 2019. Okay. Oh, that's recent! Wait! Last Note came out in 2019. That's relatively recent. That's only 2 years before I started reading the visual novel. What the frick? Oh, so this is hella recent! When did this video come out? When did this video come out? 3 years ago, 2022. Oh wow, it's recent. Okay, so this story is really recent. Okay, but I feel like it was necessary. Not necessary, but like it's still extra content. But a very worthwhile read. I'm still not convinced that this is the end of this extra arc. And there's gotta be more after this end credits. Yeah, there's gotta be more. Come on, we didn't get a single Rudolph scene in an arc about Asumu? Even Kiria deserved like a scene talking about something. Like, I don't know, man. Nah, there's gotta be more. Maybe. Surely. I would have had Rudolph lament over the fact that, you know, over what happened to Angie and Batter and Asumu and, you know, that whole situation. We only got a little bit of individual novel. I think it would have been nice as some extra content to have more of it here. Alright, let's see though. Imagine I split this up into 3 parts, only for the last part to be like 20 minutes long. Come on now. Surely there's more. I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's gotta be like another 40 minutes left according to the video length. There's another at least 30 minutes left, surely. Alright, let's see. What? Why are you back? Yeah, this is what I'm telling y'all too. With this, Umineko no Hikoro is over. Fully over. We're done reading. That's crazy.
あんな退場の仕方をしたのに割と全力で台無しにしてくる
I think it works out.
そもそもセブンスのお疲れ
Monochrome
様会は
clock.
毎度こういうノリであったぞ
The seventh
相馬会は
thank you party?
ノリであったぞ
Okay. Seventh expansion.
そうだったわね日暮らしの頃なんて黒歴史級にはっちゃけてたものだわ
そうなんだよな。だから俺海猫に出ることがそうなんだよな。だから俺もさ海猫に出ることが決まった時お疲れ様会があってさらに2次会まで用意してあるって聞かされて陰鬱な本編ぶっ飛ばすテンションではっちゃけたるぜって最初は楽しみにしてたんだぜ。
みんな思ってるところで背後からぐっさり来るのがここの大家芸でしょうが本当に甘いわね。ダイエットシュガーの100倍くらい甘いわ。そうそうところでピースあんたの相手を存在した事実ごと丸飲みするって力だけどさガチなのとおっしゃいまピース
ガチもマジもないでしょあの化け物の駒なんだから脚本から一人の人物の存在を抹消するなんてお手の物でしょうよフェザリーヌは私たちの世界を原稿用紙に書かれたもののように見てその一文字一文字を鉛筆と消しゴムで好きなように消して好きなように書く力があると聞いたわ
すげえな。コマもゲーム版も最低限のルールもなしの最強無敵のゲームマスターなんだな。
でもね
無敵のゲームマスターなんだな。
でもね過ぎた力が身を滅ぼすこともあるのよ
Watch out, you are her cat.
どうして
She can do what she wants with you.
何でもありは何にもなしに通じますねピース光もささず草木に一本も芽吹かない無音の世界を与えられここなら何の制限も受けずに自由に想像ができるでしょうと言われても困ってしまうものなのでピース創作ってのはね実はある程度の指針や制限がある方が芽吹きやすいものなのよ
This is true.
画用紙に
I feel like for me at least.
と言われたなら人はどんな猫を描こうかと迷うことも楽しめるあるいは猫以外を描いてみんなの意表をつこうといういたずら心も楽しめるなるほどね確かに何でもいいから描けってのはちょっとやりにくいことだわ
だよな。大喜利みたいにせめて何かお題が欲しいよな。
そういうことだ創作の力は制限がなくなればなくなるほどその翼を大きく広げることができるだがある一線を越えて一切の制限がなくなると逆に創作の力は萎縮していくのだ
So what's this? Like some extra fun content where the characters are like, haha, let's have fun discussing with each other for 30 minutes. Kaka. What's happening? Wait, is this? Are we still talking about Asumi? Are we only gonna discuss her, magic powers and how easier it is to make up and write something and creating something with guidelines? I don't get it. Is the show over? Are we done here? What is all this? What is all this for? Is what? It happened in Higurashi too, apparently. So what?
我が主はその境地に触れられ、ここは意志ある者のたどり着くべきところではないと悟られ、お帰りになられたのでピース。それでねピース、あんたのそのフェザリーヌ譲りの消しゴムパワーなんだけどさ、逆のことはできないわけ？
鉛筆の力ってこと？
違う
鉛筆。
そうじゃないわ。丸飲みにして存在した事実ごと消し去る正反対。今までに丸飲みして消し去っていたものを逆に吐き出すってことできないわけ？はあ、
パイ。
考えたこともなかったでピース。
今ここには俺とベアトとエンジェとベルンとラムダとピースで6人いるって認識ではいる。
これは興味深いぞ。実は今日はここに7人いて、すでに1人が飲み込まれていて、その存在を忘れているというのは大いにあり得ることだな。
実は
Actually, yes.
ここにもう一人ゲストがいたのですが、ちょっとうるさかったので飲み
Erica. Erica, that sounds like you.
やっぱりそうだったのね。怖いわ、これ結構怖いわ。誰なの？誰を飲み込んだの？
だって私たちの記憶からも消え去ってるんでしょ。だったら思い出しようもないわね。
ひょっとするとうまく丸飲みできてなくて、皆様の記憶に少し残られてるかもしれないでピース。思い出せるか、ちょっとヒントを出してみますでピース。
It's Erica. Come on.
第一ヒント、お箸を器用に使う子です。
I mean, come on now.
洋風な世界観にはマッチしないな。
Come on, guys.
第二ヒント、
You guys suck at this.
推理が
I knew it was Erica the moment she said it's a noisy person, or I don't think she said it's a noisy kid. She just said it's a noisy person. I'm like, that sounds like Erica. Like, who else? So noisy that you had to remove her from here, Erica. And she's great with chopsticks. Come on now.
大好物です。わかった。見るでしょ。
Oh my god, y'all suck at this.
言わないでよ。
お箸と推理が得意なんてそんな子いたかしら。
第三ヒント、
Okay, Burn Castle. At this point, you're just acting.
またの名を知的蹂躙者。
That's not even a hint. You just told them the answer.
嫌すぎる最低の2つだね。
Intellectual Rapist is a crazy title.
新しい人物の部屋は一晩中壁に耳をつけて様子を探り、
She did do that.
お客として迎えてくれたお屋敷のすべての窓を夜中にこっそり、それも嵐の中、すべてガムテープで封印していきます。
She did do that.
なんと迷惑な御人だ。ストーカーか？変態なのか？
She just might be.
ダメだな。
Dametana. I don't approve of this.
ウミネコにいたなんて全然思い出せないぜ。
ラムダデルタ教のことをライバル視していましたでピース。前にちぎれたラムダデルタ教の腕のちぎれた断面をニヤニヤしながらくすぐっていたこともありますでピース。やだ、何それ、超怖い。そんな子がいたの？ここにいたの？
なぜにそんな人物がここに招かれたの？
Burn Castle? Explain yourself.
そんなひどい人物、別にいなくなっても問題ないように思えるけど。
それもそうだな。
Man, y'all really hate
い
her,
て
huh?
も何もいいことがないように思えるぜ。
Damn, Erica, he's getting cooked right now. Now I almost feel bad. Almost. Almost. It's Erica after all.
まったく同感ね。変態お箸のストーカー探偵なんて別にいなくなっても誰も問題ないんじゃないかしら。ごまと塩を分けておいてって言ったら本当にやっちゃって、他には何かないかないか我が主ってすり寄ってきてしつこいから、こいつ飲み込んでおいてって頼んだんだけれど、
Imagine trying to separate sauce
う
and
るさい
sesame.
猫も急にいなくなるとそれはそれで物足りないってことが分かったのは面白かったかしら。後で路地裏のゴミ箱の中にでも吐き出しておいてちょうだい。
そのようにいたします。ベルンカステルチョ
Peace loves lifting up her two fingers like that.
ああ、それでなんだけど、あんた他にも何か飲み込んでたりしないわけ？いいえでピース。本日飲み込ませていただいたのはこの一人だけでピース。
What's the point of this discussion? Are we just having like a slice of life Umineko ending to this arc?
ラムダデルタ教はこうおっしゃっているのだな。今宵だけでなく、これまでにも飲み込んで消してきた人物がいるだけを、だってにも飲み込んで消してきた人物がいるのではないかと。何しろわらわはこのいくつも連なる長大な物語を描く過程でどれほどの駒を生み出してきたかわからぬ。
まあ確かにすっげえ人数が出てくるよな。クローズとサークルのふりをしておきながら毎回登場人物が増えていったんだからな。
その過程で生み出しておきながら一度も出番を与えられずに消しゴムのカスと消えていった者たちが案外いたかもしれぬな。
Okay, Ryukishi, that's you?
つまり海猫の泣く頃にという一連のかけらのオーディションに落ちた人たちってこと？
そうそう。いわゆるボツキャラってやつよね。
確かにボツキャラをいちいち記憶には留めておらん。ひょっとしてピース教のような御人に存在も許されず飲み込まれてしまったということもあったのだろうか。
有馬ピースよ。
いや、海猫のボツキャラいるのかよ。
海猫のボツキャラは未完成の段階で早々に廃棄されることが多いので、しっかりとした姿形があることはあまり多くありません。
いるのかよ。
ことはあまり多くありませんでピース。ただ全くゼロではありませんでピース。そうですね。せっかくのお疲れ様会ですので、私が飲み込んできた海猫ボツキャラの吐き戻し会をやりたいと思いまピース。
吐き戻し会。他に言い方はないの？
構わん構わん。どうせ猫箱イコール妄想のゲロ箱であるからな。もうこの際であるぞ。出し惜しみせずにパーッと行くがよいぞ。
海猫のボツキャラってことは一応ベアトが生み出したわけだろ。
そうであるぞ。つまりはわらわ以外の誰も知らないということだ。吐き出されたらわらわに記憶が戻るということなのか。
そうでピース。なので記憶が蘇りましたらぜひぜひご説明やご紹介をお願いいたしますでピース。
楽しみなような怖いよ 何人くらいいるの？
今パッと吐き出せるのは3人くらいだと思いますでピース。他にもたくさんあるのでしょうが、他は姿も持たぬ設定のみだったり、完全に忘却の深淵に来ていたりで、私さえ存在の記憶を思い出せないありさまでピース。前置きが長いわよ。さっさと吐いちゃいなさいな。
Hey, Lambda,
それで
chill.
は
Phrasing.
海猫の鳴く頃に没キャラ3本勝負始まり始まり。
いいみんな。所詮はボツキャラなんだから、あんまり期待しちゃダメだからね。それでは参りますピース。まずは1人目。
Pieces hair spread out like a curtain billowing in the wind. And just when it became what looked like a large ball. What the frick?
なんだ
What am I looking at?
こりゃ。
What? Is that Genji? Ronove? Ronove.
何者かしら。
It's the original design for Ronove.
これはこれは思い出したぞ。これはだな、ヤギの従者どものボツボディだ。
Beato waved her pipe and the familiar shape of the well-dressed goat-headed servant appeared.
通常人物は顔と体は別々に作るようでピース。なので首は別に描かれているわけでピース。だったら私のこのボディもたまには作り直して、もっともっと魅力的なボディにしてくれたらいいのにね。
だったら私ももっと女の子らしい華奢そうな体がいいわ。
Oh, boo-hoo, you two. Like, we don't all get restart in life. Go to the gym. Like, can't help your genetics. Go to the gym to improve your slender body, alright? Bang.
みんなボインボインにしてもらえたらいいよ。
Alright. I wanted to avoid saying that because I knew better. I knew Battler would come up with some stupid crap like that. He's done this since episode 1. Come on, Battler. Do better. Please, maturity, man. We need it. We need maturity. You're 18 now,
あの
bro.
キャラが胸を膨らませた分、あんたは股間が膨らんだボディを作ってもらったらいい。
Ayo! Ah! I wasn't familiar with the game, big man. Burnt Castle. Ryukishi, I was not familiar with the game, big man. I did not know you'd be writing like this. What? What the heck? Hey, yo! Shots thrown! Battler! No way! What? In my Umineko? No way! What is this stupid after story thing? So the main story is already over. We're just reading a slice of life. Stupid. Okay.
おお、それはいいな。
Hey, Beto? Hey, Beto, if Batter's not satisfying you in bed, then I don't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like take that up as a private issue. What do you mean that's a good idea? Beto, come on, like don't you can't be embarrassing your husband like this. This is crazy.
最近のアニメや漫画は女キャラばかりぷくぷく風船みたいにされておっ
That is true. The proportions of female characters in anime and manga is insane.
たからな。
Let's not even get into One Piece female character proportions. Holy crap.
今度は男の股間をぷくぷく風船
Okay, no, but like not like that though. There's other ways if you wanna go overboard with the male properties, male characterization. Not like that though. All right, like the only thing I can think of right now is I mean the recent One Punch Man season right now is garbage. Season 3, it's currently airing. But there was this one big buff black character, right? Like he's an S class hero, right? And he's running in a speedo basically. I don't know if he swims or not, but he runs around in a speedo, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head right now. That's how you like if you wanna do the same with unrealistic body proportions in male characters. That's what you want to design, like big buff characters, right? Like that guy from One Punch Man, right? Don't need to swell up his speedo though, like his crotch. Keep it the same. Like you can swell up the muscles. That would be the male equivalent, I guess. Like we don't swell up the crotches though. That would be crazy, right? We don't need to see a freaking penis bulge on every character. Besides, I'm pretty sure would not be able to air that on TV. Which is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Like we can air massive bazongas on TV, right? Massive enlarged chest like balloons on women in anime, but we can't do that with crotches. But still, would not be able to air on TV. We don't need to do that, Beato.
にしてやろうぞ。おお、そうだ。服には乳袋ならぬ竿袋をつけておかねばならんな。
モブのボツボディだけでこれだけ盛り上がってもらえてなんだか嬉しいでピンそれでは2人目に参ります
Really have to do all that just to vomit? Sakutaro? Wait, what? Huh?
どういうこと？
What's the meaning of this?
夏日じゃない。どうも。
Poor Nazi! Why is she just here? I love the disappointment in Vern. It's like, that's just Nazi, bro. How boring. Like, get this dull woman out of here. Why is she here?
こんにちは
That's just Nazi.
篠宮夏日です
That's a rejected character.
思い出した思い出した。
I guess she took care of Beato.
そうそう。夏日ももともとはボツキャラなんだよな。
That makes no sense.
夏日おばさんが
ボツキャラってどういうことよ
Yeah, we saw her in the story.
だって現に夏日をやってるじゃないまさかでもそんなことって
そうであるぞ。そのまさかであるぞ。
There's another Nazi.
そう。わらわたちが夏日と思っておるものは何を隠そうか。
It was me, Dio. What?
このわらはベアトリーチェのボツキャラなのであるわ。
Oh! What?
夏日おばさんがベアと
I was gonna say, like, for a second, how the heck is Nazi a reject character when she's, in my opinion, actually my favorite character in the whole story? Like, in all of Umineko, Nazi's my favorite character. No joke. That would be crazy if she's a reject character, but she was the original Beato. See, this is why I was always, like, infatuated with her design. Her design was amazing, bro.
つまりどういうこと？
もともと私たちが夏日だと思っている彼女はベアトリーチェとして描かれた。
That's crazy. I could not imagine Beato's Nazi.
私はもともとベアトリーチェ役として生み出されていたのですか？
That's crazy.
そうなのだ。ミステリアスな感じにならないかなと思って書いたのだ。
なるほどちょっと髪のウェーブっぽいところが性格のねじくれた感じを表現しているのですね
Yeah, not quite a golden witch when it comes to Nazi in her clothing. Much more dark and mysterious, dark aura.
いたずら大好き天の弱魔女ってイメージじゃないの
Well, that's because that's how her personality is. We've also seen Beato's personality not be this friggin' mischievous wicked witch either at times. We've seen it.
それで
It's possible to
ボツ
do.
になって忘却の深淵行きのところを夏日役の抜擢で命拾いしたってわけね。
That's a cool fun
も
fact.
し夏日おばさんがベアトだったらすごく
Again, it wouldn't have been her personality though, right? We still would have gotten Beata's personality, but just with her design.
ひょっとするとこの海猫も今とは全然違う話になっていたかもしれねえな。
確かに今となってはちょっとくらい
Roll
魔
roll.
女役をやってみたかったですね。
Okay, Nazi likes being a witch.
あら面白いじゃない一回やってみたら
私がですか？面白いではないか。何か一つでいいからわらわのセリフをやってみるか。別に一言一句同じでなくとも良いのだぞ。夏日風に演じてくれればよい。
ではではベアトリーチ級の膨大なセリフの中から一番
Greatest lines.
いただきましたでピンどれでもお好きなものをどうぞでピン
これいいじゃない。これにしなさいよ夏日。レアとならともかく夏日おばさんのやんごとない口には朗読であってもさせたくないような腐ったセリフね。
もうちょっとまともなのはねえのかよ。
It's one of her greatest lines.
ひおばさんのだよ夏日させ
のはねえのか。
いいえ、やります。いいえ、やります。私たちは魔女風に言えば駒、人間風に言えば役者です。どのような役もこなせなければ一人前ではありません。
いいガッツだわではどうぞ本邦初公開夏日ベアトリーチェ
For the first time in Japan, and now worldwide.
愛は肉欲なんだよ。体を重ねてしか測れねえんだよ。男ども、お前のメスの匂いに惹かれて群がるウジバエどもなんだよ。
Could have done better. In cases like this, you already know how you're going to evaluate the performance even before it's finished. Wow, that's pretty good. I'm surprisingly into Natsu's Beato. Next time, we should make a fragment where Natsu is Beato. She raised Beato, or Yasuda at least. There's probably a market for it. Or at least she was given responsibility for it.
精一杯凄んでみたのですが、どうだったでしょうか。
まあ結構頑張ってたかなって。
やっぱりこんな下品な言葉はベアトにでも吐かせておけば十分ね。にっこり。
それもそうであるな。夏日にはやはり上品な言葉が似合うぞ。うん。
案外面白くなりませんでしたねそれでは最後の3人目とっておきの参りますよ
Now I'm excited. Who's the third person gonna be? Okay. Okay. I don't have much of a reaction to this one. Virgilius, you know. Not Virgilia, Virgilius. A boy, a girl, they give off an air of youth. Maybe a teenager? It looks like a boy to me, by the way. Wait, they have the Ishinomiya crest. So there's supposed to be some Ishinomiya family member. Are they supposed to be a servant? Maybe a servant along with Kumasawa? Nah, but they have a crest though. Not on the witch's side, judging by the look of their clothing. It looks it wouldn't be strange for them to appear as a relative. Oops.
これは線がしかなかったのに清書されて色までついてるではないか。
そのままお出ししても面白くないかと思いまピピ。この度彩色をさせていただきましたでピー。
人を見た目で判断するのは悪いことだが、どうにもなんだか俺とは仲良くなれなさそうな雰囲気だな。
その通りよ。こやつの名はウェルギリアス。登場していたらウェルと呼ばれていたであろうな。
Katakana. I was gonna say, yeah, okay.
ウィルとかぶってややこしいわね。それを言ったらワルギリアとウェルギリアス。
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I said.
こんがらがるわ。
だってワルギリアって確か大昔の詩人の名高から作られた名前なんでしょ。
Oh, really? Never heard of that play.
確か
Or
ベア
Virgilia.
トリーチェの元
Oh no, actually, isn't it Dante's Inferno? Yeah, it is.
へ導くものって意味だったな。そうか。元ネタが同じだから似たような名前になったわけか。
まさにその通り。察しが良いな。
ねえベアとこの子
Was it Virgilia or Virgilius though in Dante's Inferno? Which one in the original? Which one was it?
喋らないの？面白くない。
何しろ2、3の設定とともに立ち絵のラフだけ描いた存在よ。人格も喋り方も何にも決まっておらぬのだ。
何よつまんない。せっかくこんな立派な立ち絵をもらって挨拶もできないの？
せっかくだもの。その2、3の設定に適当でいいから何か突っ込んでちょっと彼に喋らせてみなさいよ。
ちょっとと気楽に言われるがな。コマ一つを動かすには十分な設定がだな。
まあまあまあ適当でいいからいいから。私たちも何か適当に混ぜてあげるから。
でも彼魔女側の困った雰囲気じゃないわよね。
それは俺も思ってたぜ。魔女ならもっと頭のいかれた格好をしてるはずだ。どっちかっていうと人間のように見えるな。
そうであるぞ。もともとこやつは人間の探偵として作られたのだからな。
We would have had two Wills detectives. Two Will
じゃ
detectives.
あつまりエリ
No, you don't know who that is. Come on now.
めんどくさいので路地裏のゴミ箱にエリカさんを吐き出してきますね。
Oh, now you remember her then. A little bit.
あ、思い出した。つまりエリカの元キャラということなの？
エリカはバトラの敵となり激戦の末に打ち破られるというドラマのために生み出された
All for the
駒だ。
sake of drama.
だがこやつは少し違う。バトラの敵としての探偵であることは間違いないが、徹底的にミスリードする推理をぶちまけまくり、バトラの推理をさらに迷走させ、長く苦しめる、いわば宿命のライバルとして生み出される予定だったのだ。
その初登場はエピソード3になる予定やった。
Ah, see, I heard this. I heard that Rikishi scrapped the original idea for episode 3, which I guess is where Virgilius would have appeared, because people were struggling too much with episode 1 and 2. That makes sense. people are like struggling too much with the mysteries. He was like, okay, I gotta make episode 3 easier. Gotta make it clear who the culprit is. That makes a lot of sense. And so we got Virgil in episode 3 instead of Virgilius.
エピソード2で魔女幻想に屈服したバトラさんをな、さらにコテンパンにどん底に叩き落としたるっちゅう役になるはずやったんやで。
なんで関西弁
Kansai dialect. I was gonna say like I could tell he doesn't speak like typical Japanese, or you know what I'm saying, like, but I don't know enough about dialects to know that which type of dialect it was. But I could tell there was some dialect going on there.
だってね
せやかてバトラー、
これ言わせたかっただけだろ
バロー、真実いつも二つ、愛がなければ見えない。
Okay. Speaking of the line,
魔法エンドまでやらすかよ
言えない。
手品エンドと魔法エンドまでやらすかよてか悪ふざけしすぎだ
もともとはエピソード3から登場して以後のレギュラーに加わるバトラの強力な好敵手の男の子としてデザインされたそうでピース。
本当はよ、アンさんのライバルとしてな、ブイブイ言わせてるつもりやったんやで。
いい加減うざいわね。喋り方普通のに直すわよ。リオンあたりの感じで。
ありがとうございます。
I love how he says thank you as if he's saying, "Oh, thank you for making me normal again." Even I was annoyed at myself there.
あなた他にはどんな設定があるの？
かなりそのあたりの設定は曖昧なのですが、どうも後ろ宮家の誰かの夏日さんの19年前の隠し子みたいなイメージで親族会議に現れる謎の男という感じだったようです。
Okay.
ああエピソード5の
Okay.
19年前の隠し子の設定の大元か
That was supposed to be him.
とても冷酷で、真実や状況証拠を自分の望むようにパッチワークして、自分の望む推理で世界を確定させる。
One second, y'all. Okay.
というような力があったようです。
なるほど。かなりエリカに近い感じね。
こやつの恐ろしいところは自分の望む虚実を真実の切り張りだけで生み出せることだ。一片の嘘も混ぜずにいかなる真実も自在に生み出せる。
やっぱりエリカに似てるわね。つまり彼がボツになって失われた設定などがエピソード5やエリカに受け継がれたということなのね。私にはエリカよりも強力そうなキャラに見えるわ。それがエピソード5よりも早いエピソード3で登場の予定だったんでしょ？なんでやめちゃったの？ねえねえ。
Because the audience really Umineko sucks.
実はな、
We couldn't figure it
エ
out.
ピソード2でわらわがあんまりにもド派手に暴れてしまった
Yeah,
せい
we
で
were too
な
stupid to figure out what Bit was doing in episode
ファ
1
ン
and
タ
2.
ジーが暴力的に優勢になってしまったのだ。
あの当時はいわゆるインターネット掲示板文化が一
Forum culture on the internet.
書き手と読み手がネットを介して触れ合うこともできたのでピンス。なるほど。ベアトが派手に暴れすぎたので魔女に屈服した人が大勢出たということを知ったわけね。
それでな、当初のエピソード3ではランド・オブ・ザ・ゴールデン・ウィッチ
I heard about
との
that.
タイト
Yeah,
ルが
Land of the Golden
エピ
Witch.
ソード2をもはるかに上回るどぎついどっかんばっかんな展開を考えていたのだが、
なるほど。読者が混乱してついていけなくなってると気づいたので方針を転換したわけね。
そういうことだ。それでエピソード2で一気に魔女側に傾きすぎたのをエピソード3では逆に人間側に傾くよう手こ入れする必要が生じたというわけだ。
それで生まれたのがワルギリアというわけ？
Yeah, and Virgilia helped us a lot.
ああ、なるほどな。
Virgilia needed, Battle needed
確かに
Virgilia.
ワルギリアは魔女との戦い方をいろいろと親切に教えてくれたな。
名前の大元は同じなのに役割の180度異なるキャラに生まれ変わったのね。
まあ名前だけが拝借されたと思ってよい。実質的な中身はエピソード5のエリカまでお蔵入りとなる。
エリカもエピソード5以降だと少々かませ犬感があるけど、
Oh yeah.
もしエピソード3で早々と登場していたらサザやバトラを何度もどん底に叩き落とす悪鬼のごとき活躍を見せてくれたでしょうね。
残念ですが致し方ありません。それでも今回このような形で登場させてもらえたことを光栄に思っています。
喋り方って大事でピスね。最初と全然イメージが違って見えるでピス。
メル、お前に少しでも会えてよかったぜ。どこかのかけらでは俺とお前が戦っていたかもな。
そのようなかけらもあったかもしれませんね。ではそのようなかけらでいずれお手合わせを。
だがな、勝つのは俺だぜ。
せやかてバトラー。
それ
He's
が
back.
言いたかっただけかい。
They called up illusions, even if only for a short time. Enjoyed the fact that they were able to appear on the game board and then disappear back into the world from which they came, praying for their return.
失礼いたします。皆様方。
Eric is back too. Because she really does have a lot of love for his creations, huh?
大アウローラ島のお茶会の準備が整いました。どうぞこちらへ。ご案内いたします。
さーて、二次会の会場に移るかな。
お兄ちゃん、挨拶考えてきた？指名されてたでしょ？
うわ、やっべ。全然何も考えてね
わらわも何も考えておらぬが、わらわは締めの挨拶担当だからな。それまでにゆっくりと考えておけばよい。だな。それまでにゆっくりと考えておけばよい。
考えてきた？指名されてたでしょ？
わらわは締めよい。
そうはいかねえぞ。いっぱい大騒ぎして、そんな時間
Just have to make sure I read correctly what they said.
俺と一緒にアドリブで苦しもうぜ。
相変わらず仲のよろしいことで。
When Erica moved to open the door, a door appears leading to Fetherine's tea party. It was only... Wait, what? A door appears leading to Fetherine's tea party? Okay, it was only open a crack, but the sound of hordes of people having fun was overflowing from it. Let's go have fun then! Off to the tea party!
我が主？どちらへ？
Bern and Lambda slowly stood up from the sofa, but they did not make any pretense of heading towards the next tea party. Only those two looked as if they were slipping out to somewhere else.
我が主？
Hmm?
どちらへ？
あんたたちは先に行ってて。私たちも後で行くから。
何か
Later,
あるんですか？
they're gonna pull off a prank. Bern and Lambda's eyes had a strange glow to them. Earnestly and mysteriously, their eyes shone like those of a child's, as if in anticipation of something wonderful that is about to happen. Hmm?
内緒。ちょっと様子を見てくるだけ。
泣きそうなのよ。泣く？
Naku?
そう、
Koroni?
そろそろね。
何かが、
そろそろね。
何かが。
泣きそうなのよ。
Is this supposed to be like some lead up to Kikoni or something? Like a tease? Because I know Kikoni is like the new the new When They Cry story or series. Is that Rikishi teasing that? 7th expansion teasing that? Okay.
次はいい役だといいんだけど。
あら、悪役もなかなか楽しいわよ。
私とベルンは仲良しな役なのかしら。
それとも憎しみ合う役かしら。
どっちでもいいわ。またベルンと同じ。ベルンは仲良しな役なのかしら。
それとも憎しみ合う役かしら。
どっちでもいいわ。またベルンと同じゲームで遊べるのなら。
あら、私たちが遊ぶのか遊ばれるのかわからないわよ。
Be played.
すぐにわかるわよ。
何かの泣く頃に、
Say that again?
何かの泣く頃に、
Nani kana? Nani kana?
何かの泣く頃に。
Nani ka no nakukoro ni. Okay. Nani ka no nakukoro ni. Okay. And something else cries. That's the end? Wait, how many? Oh yeah, that's basically the end. Okay. Oh yeah, that is the end of the video. Okay. 5 more seconds. New elements added. The Golden Witch has prepared a gift in commemoration of your recent sojourn. The new elements may be accessed from the title screen. Okay, that's that. And that's it, right? That is the video. And okay. That is it! Wow! And this is our confession as well, but we read this last time, so. Okay! The heck is this? Game Master Battle Console. What? Is this another? I don't know what this might be another extra story, but I'm done reading these extra stories now. That was it for Umineko. Wow, wow. Last Note of the Golden Witch, very worthwhile to read. I don't know what the last half an hour was. I mean, I do know what it was. It was just, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if the last half hour was super entertaining. I guess it wasn't cool. Fun fact to learn that Natsu's the original design for Beato, and obviously we got to learn what I already knew because you guys in the comments told me that Land of the Golden Witch, aka what was supposed to be episode 3, and it was going to be way harder. But you guys already told me all that in the comments, so you know this extra part just repeated what you guys said to me, and yeah, we also got to see the original design for the goats. But beyond that, it was just a fun comedy like thing between the characters that we already know. So overall, though, Last Snow was very well worth reading. You know, the 2.5 hours that were relevant. You know, the two not even 2.5 hours, 2 hours 20 minutes basically. So worth reading, and then this is like the extra part that we read. So definitely worth reading. I feel like I would have liked to see a scene with Rudolph or Kiria, but mostly Rudolph. I would have liked to see it. Still nice. Still was a lot of fun figuring out uh, who Peace was. Right, Asumi being the culprit. That was a lot of fun. Um, and again, we have to go back to that one line from Beato. Like, let me try and say it before we actually get to it, right? Don't try. Wait, you don't have to believe it. But let me try and get. Let me try and say it. You don't have to believe it. That too is love. Wait, no, that's not how she said something before saying that though. That's fine. You don't have to believe it. That too is love. But at least try to understand it. Something like that. The way she said it was bars. I have to go back to that line. That should be the end. That should be like the end and the main message of this extra arc. But honestly, I take away from that as one of the main messages of all of Umineko, to be honest. But at least try and understand it. You don't have to believe it, but at least try and understand that perspective of like of another human being. You don't have to believe that someone could do something so disgusting or cruel or whatever, but at least try to understand it. Try and, you know what I'm saying, have the empathy up, have that love to understand that perspective of it. But it's okay to not believe it, because that too is love. In a way, it is love, like, because you want to believe that, you know they're as good of a person as possible, right? That is a way of showing love, to be like, to deny the cruel parts of them, right? To say that no, 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 you're not as bad as a person as you are trying to be portrayed to be, even if they are. But at least try and understand it. Now I have to go back there. When did she say that? Oh, the Umineko gods wanted me to click on it. I swear I clicked at a random point. That's crazy, and immediately led me to it. It's almost like the medical gods wanted me to.
信じられねえよ。
信じたくないなら信じなくてよい。
What did she say? I need to like learn how to quote it in Japanese too, just so like, because that's the original language. That's how the message was originally phrased and put out there. If I understand the Japanese of it, then like you know what I'm saying? Like translations, you'll always have some small tidbits that can't be fully said in English. So that's what I'm saying. Try and get the original intent of the message. Bang. Say it
信
again,
じられ
Beato.
ねえよ。
信じたくないなら信じなくてよい。それもまた愛だ。
Soremo mata. Aida. Wait, but the way she spits now.
だが信じなくても理解しろ。一人の愛する人、たった一つの愛をめぐって
Bars, bro.
人がどれだけ
She
の
was
惨
spitting
劇を
with
起こ
this.
せるのか。お前はもう
We already
十
know
分すぎる
all too well the answer.
ほどに理解している
She
だろう
said, we've been through 8 episodes of this. 300 videos on Amy Luffy's channel of this. By now, we already know all too well the answer of how much chaos can result from just one person loving another person. How deep those feelings go. We've been through 8 episodes of this. It's one of the main messages, man. Crazy. Just wanted to finish this off with that. That's quote of the day for Umineko. I mean, one of the best quotes of Umineko right here, bro. This one hit him the moment she said it. You knew she was spitting bars when she said this too. Dang. All right, but yeah, that's it for last note, y'all. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm actually almost getting chills down my spine just saying this, but that's it for Umineko. No Nakikoro ni. That's the end. That's the end of Umineko when they cry. We've read our confession now. We've read last note, and obviously we've read all the main episodes and the manga and Confession of the Golden Witch. I mean, I've gone through so much Umineko content now, right? I've thoroughly, like Burnt Castle or Beato would say this, I've thoroughly tore out the cat's guts and completely laid it out and read it all. I've gone through all of it. I mean, not all of it. Apparently, look at this. There's stuff like this, like Game Master Battle console version. So there's more like, I guess, extra stuff. Like, what is this? Battler chilling, sitting on a golden chair with Ronovan and Virgili behind him like this. That's kind of aura. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that also seems interesting to read. I won't read it, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? So clearly there's more stuff for me to read. There's more extra Umineko content. There's a bunch of other booklets I believe that Rikishi released over the years. But the main point was that we finished the main story, right? The main 8 episodes of the visual novel. And then all this extra stuff was all extra stuff, right? Even the video where I tried to theorize who the culprit is was just extra stuff. I made 2 videos where I theorized what's going on and who the culprit is, which ended up being pretty accurate, pretty close from my end. And then I read through the whole manga and recorded all the reactions to all of that and how done it in episode 7 of the manga. And now I've done Last Note and Our Confession. So we really like just completely and fully read the Minako, and I wanted to be able to um feel that okay, I'm fully done now with the Minako. So now I can put this chapter of Minako out of my channel, as a finished product on my channel and as a finished uh, chapter of my life too. You know what I'm saying? That I finally finished reading Minako. But for sure, like the video, love Umineko. Shout out to once again Lambda Delta for providing this to us. I should subscribe. Why am I not supporting? You know what, Lambda Delta. I am sorry for not being subscribed to your channel. Although I will not have notifications on because no, not unsubscribe because I don't have notifications on for any channel. And I don't like how YouTube automatically gives you notifications when you subscribe to the channel. But yeah, sorry about that. I said this third time, guys. Shout out Lambda Delta. I support blah blah blah, and I wasn't even subscribed to them. My fault. I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed now. I mean, I should have been subscribed since first reading Our Confession. I don't know why I wasn't subscribed. So yeah, I have not that many subscribers actually, or people I'm subscribed to. I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, Lambda is most recent, but these are the only channels I'm subscribed to. So I don't really subscribe to YouTube channels like that. Ads and Jero, we are obviously friends, right? We all seen them play Rocket League with me, and these are their channels. Jero just has a black profile picture now, though. Or he's calling himself Jorby now, or at least his YouTube is. Ado, because, well, Ado, come on now. You know what I'm saying? I support Ado. Um, and I always, I think it's really cool that someone who's basically the same age as me, right? We were born in the same week, me and Ado, fun fact. But Ado is, going crazy, super successful, and I obviously support, and her voice is amazing. So obviously support. Rocket Gods is another of my projects, and then Linkin Park is just, probably my favorite band. Been listening to them since my childhood, so it was just felt natural to be subscribed to them. And yeah, Lamb Delta is now my newest one, but I should have been subscribed to them from way earlier because of Our Confession. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, this was uploaded in 2022. So this was recent. This was uploaded after I started reading Umineko, actually. Way after. I mean, by September 2022, I think I would have been episode 3 or something reading. So this was hella late when this was uploaded. At least the console version. But the original sprite version might have been, I think it was 2019 when the original came out. It said 2019, so fairly recent for this. Yeah, copyright disclaimer. Thank you very much for your preference. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you like it and leave a comment about it if you want to. Yeah, no, absolutely support. Let me leave a comment as well. Let me leave a comment so you guys can go to this video and find my comment as well. What do you comment? In the middle of this recording, y'all can then go in the video and like my comment. Guys, put my comment at the top. Nah, I'm joking. You don't need to do that. It's fine. But do support Landa Delto. Leave your own comments because comments as well do help out a channel. It helps a YouTube channel grow when you leave comments. It helps the algorithms. So definitely wanna help out Lambda Delta for the releasing all this to us for us all to see. Please follow me on my Facebook page. I don't use Facebook. I'm sorry. Server. Oh, this is the Spanish server. Social media. So yeah, once again, Lamdelto. Shout out for sure. Steam as well. Okay. All right. Okay. What comment do we leave? Nice video. Or thanks. Nah. Okay. What do we leave? What do we leave as a comment? Because I don't want to spoil anything about the video itself either, right? Um, to anyone that hasn't read it, maybe I could say something like Nah, but if you haven't read it, there's no reason to go to the comments. I was gonna say maybe I should say something to convince a new reader or someone that has read the visual novel that hasn't read this. Um, Wait, what the frick? The best autistic character that you've never heard of? What? This has a lot of views too. What? And they're talking about Maria, I guess. Okay, that sounds like an interesting video to watch. Hey, I might, I might watch this later. That sounds like a really interesting video, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Have you guys seen this video? That sounds interesting. That thumbnail got me. I saw Maria in a silhouette, and then I see, I wonder what this person's take will be on Maria. That's a cool one. Uh, Joseph. Oh, okay, so this is, I guess, a reaction. Joseph Anderson's. Okay, I guess this is someone's reaction to Minako. Okay, more reactions to Minako. Okay, complete lore of Silk Song. Why am I getting Silk Song videos? I guess because I played Hollow Knight on my channel. I should play Silk Song, on my channel. I played Hollow Knight and I finished it. Maybe I should do Silk Song at some point too. That's sick. That's a sick video. What is this live? Oh, what's this? Umineko deaths explained? What? The solution to the murders of Umineko. Oh, they go through all the murders and deaths. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, can they use? I'm guessing they use episode 7's manga to show it off, as well as I guess Confession of the Golden Witch also goes through it, but they make it a YouTube video. Yeah, that is a cool idea for a YouTube video to show all the solutions. Sure, because there are, again, the manga does provide official solution to all the deaths, I believe. That's a cool video. Okay, that's a cool concept video to make as well. 213,000 views. Damn. Damn. Okay. Getting views for this. This got views. It's okay to go to sleep. Okay, this isn't okay. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to think of what comment I should leave to support. Because I was gonna give a comment to someone like recommending them to read this because I thought it was worthwhile read, but you know, why would someone go to the comments and read the comments that could be spoiling the video? Which, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a risk you're taking. You should read. If someone, just someone in the comments says, "Man, I can't believe Peace was awesome," and then okay, what a massive spoiler to read. Imagine I did that. Like, go down here, it says awesome. So I'll just say thank you for making this easily accessible for us all. For us all. Here you can see. To read, yeah, to read or watch maybe because it's a video for us all to watch. Yeah, let's go with that. And then, yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I don't think I need to say anything else. Boom, no spoilers involved. And in case there, okay, you know what? In case there is someone that's reading that isn't a it was very worthwhile reading after reading Minako. I'm gonna write this because in case for some reason someone is reading this after reading the visual novel but isn't sure if they should read this or not. Yeah, I'm gonna write down. It was very